Welcome back to another episode of Working in the Garage on the I-995 Impel SS YouTube channel. Welcome. Today's video, I'm back doing Angus stuff. Got a radiator to install. Came in. Aluminum. Got the drive shaft to install because we need it to go do things. And top it off with all the fluids, run it. Open headers, it's gonna be loud. Do a heat cycle on it. And yeah, then I gotta pull the gas pedal out of this square body cab right here because I don't have a gas pedal for Angus. And let's face it, I don't have them just laying around, which I thought I did, but I don't. So anyways, let's cue the cool intro music. Oh shoot, I don't have that. Dang it, not that popular. Anyways, let's get into it. So y'all never done drive shaft or U-joint stuff? It's not fun. It's not. But I'll show you how to make it a little easier if you have to. So typically drive shafts have what they call a U-joint on them. And a U-joint looks like that. It's a little plus. And when they're affixed to whatever, that can be two different types. This one's a press-in style, has the clip on the inside here. Boop. The ones that are on Angus's drive shaft, they have a little clip that seats in right into this little groove right there, a little snap ring. And to get them off, they're really both pain in the ass. Not gonna lie. They're just the little horseshoe clippy guys. And what you're gonna want to do, just drop them all over the place. Don't need those ones anyway. Is pick up a snap ring tool. This guy, Harbor Freight, $6. You get in there when it sits in there, and you can easily pinch it. Can use needle nose pliers. It's a lot more tedious, but it works. Yeah, so you pop those off, and then what do you got to do? Get yourself an 11/16 socket, one that you don't care about, because you're not gonna want to use it afterwards. Anyways, you're gonna pop it in, beat it with a hammer, beat it like Michael Jackson. You're gonna push it all the way out. You're gonna get the one cap off. Then you go back to the other side, pound that one in, get the other cap off, and then what do you end up with? You end up with nothing like that. So, for Angus, if you remember, this is a 27 spline yoke. It's too short. It's got the tapered in there. I had to get a 27 spline longer one. I think this is 8-inch one versus a 4. You can see the length difference. And what that's going to do is make up the difference from our drive shaft, because we had about 3.5-4 inches of space between the rear end transmission, from putting that LS in there. So pick that up. Now we got to put the U-joint in, because I destroyed this one when I came off. And when you do pop these caps off, they have what they call needle bearings inside of them, and you can see them all kind of scattered in there. They're not supposed to look like that, all affixed. How they're on the row there by my finger, they're supposed to be like that all the way around. And then they slide onto the shaft of the U-joint here and rotate. Well, when you start banging them and beating them, they kind of explode everywhere, and that's what happens. And they're kind of a pain in the butt to put back together and put back together correctly. So, $12 U-joint, might as well. So I did decide to work hard, not smart, on this one. I was trying to get the U-joint off of the yoke here. Then I was like, hey, wait a minute. You have a new one. You don't need to take it off. You just need to take it off of drive shaft. Yeah, I know. So after bashing it repeatedly with a hammer and my socket there, I decided to switch. And then I was like, how can I make this easier? Well, I got a ball joint press. So that comes in handy. And that'll press them out and in and whatever else we need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and press this U-joint into my new yoke here. And then we're going to install said drive shaft into said Angus. Ready, go. Well, there it is. First time in a long time. Drive shaft installed. Got that new U-joint or yoke in there. Greased up. I got about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of play. Sliding back and forth. It's not going to bottom out on the transmission tail shaft. We're good. So now, let's move on to disassembling the radiator setup again for the time of how many times I've done it. Okay, so we got the old one out, it's draining. We are gonna have to figure out something to do with the fan. I don't want to do the thingies with, those in the new one. Here is the new one. Went with the aluminum. Couple things to note. Does have the plugs for the heater cord if you put this into a square body, because this is for a square body. However, it's plugged off. So my T that I had going to this heater core line, I removed it and just put that on there. And what I'm going to do some other things that, I don't know, I just didn't really care for. Clean up some more wiring here and there. I did buy these polyurethane bushings too, because they were $12 for a big block, but square body. They're going to fit in there somewhere, some way, somehow. A little bit nicer, just to give the aluminum radiator a little bit more oomph to last. Yeah, so we're going to have to drop this one in. And then I think I'm going to have to figure out fanage. Yeah, you'd think that, they were made for it or something. I don't know. Happens. So let's put this one in. Where do we want to put it? Put in this one right here. That one right there? Yep. Okay, that one right there. Well, all back together. It's not going anywhere. Made little L brackets in there for the fans. I don't know if you can kind of see them. Just a bit in there. Yeah, had to fab off, cut that off. Shorten up this lower hose. But yeah, everything's put back on. I'm probably going to shorten that hose up at some point. I don't know. Good enough for right now. All back together. Intake is on. We're good. I do got to hook the fan ground back up and some other stuff, but I'm going to just, I think, hardwire it so it's running. I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it does. Hook into the computer. I don't know. Quit yelling at me. So we got a gallon of water in the radiator system. Everything's hooked up. Really, I could drop the battery in and fire it up and let it warm up and run, but I'm going to quick throw together an exhaust. I have makeshift one. I got the parts and pieces. And yeah, it's not pretty. At this point, I don't really care. It kind of came off of Bert. I didn't say kinda, it did come off Bert. And it was a hodgepodge of whoever had it before me. So I'm going to utilize what I can out of that. I'm going to weld up the pipes. And I think I'm just going to come out and then just dump it in front of the back tires, because why not? But I want to have some kind of an exhaust on here before I run it for an extended period of time. Got the transmission lines down there that, yeah, I put the special tape on there, but I still just, I don't want to catch fire on anything. So I'm going to build up a quick exhaust. Maybe later in the future, Might send it to the muffler shop and have a custom exhaust put on it, but probably not. So let me get this up and I'll be back with you here in a bit. A couple days later. Been getting distracted, but finally we got an exhaust. Let me show you. It's not pretty. A couple bends here and there. Works. Got clearance. Probably gonna do something with down and out and over to towards the back tires or something. I don't know yet, but at least I got a couple mufflers on it. It's all the old piping from Bert, and I painted it. So now I'm gonna do a couple top offs of some fluids, nut bolt check. Probably do something with these wires. I'm gonna fire it up and let it run. I did put a gallon of water and coolant in there. Staying full. So that's good. I'm happy about that. New radiator is doing what it's supposed to. So far. So let's get into it because I'm excited. Sorry about the wind noise. I'm going to keep the fumage going outside. Got my fan fire. She starts getting a little hot. I can just, kick it on. Everything else is hooked up. This, of course, is the ground for the relay that I don't have quite hooked up for the fan from the computer. So when it gets hot, it'll kick that on automatically. Oil, topped off. Transmission fluid, it's fullish. Put another 4 quarts in it. Take them up to like 10 in there. We'll run in a minute, see how loud it is. Check some fluids. Don't have my oil pressure gauge hooked up, which I'm not going to, because I don't feel like hooking it up right now. I just want this thing to run. So let's get into it. In case it's loud. Got quite a leak going on here. Got to figure that out. Okay, take 2. Well, got a couple things going on. First, the alternator's charging at like 14.5, 14.6 volts. Seems kind of high to me. Second thing, power steering pump. Might have overfilled it a little bit, but it's a little. Next thing is excessive chatter we have in the valve train. I don't like it. So it's more on the driver's side than it is on the passenger side. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pop the valve cover off here, and we are going to take a look at it and see what's up with it. I did look. 14.8 is good for that alternator rate there. So good there. Well, hey. So next day, start putting heat in it again. I think we got a collapsed lifter. I know, shocking. Heat it up. It's getting hot. Heater hose is flowing. Water's flowing, that's a plus. But I think we got a collapsed lifter. Went through, snugged up all the exhaust bolts. I'm going to do it again here quickly, but I'm pretty sure the clacking is lifter. And let me show you something else. Can't really tell, but there's a pan under there catching a lot of oil. That's dripping from backside. Oil filter. Yeah. Made a mess. There's some oil dry down there, as you can see. That's not good. So probably should have changed out that seal back there. Rear main seal, I think it is. But I didn't. So now what do I do? Well, I'm kind of frustrated. Ended up getting some Berrymans, threw it in there. Maybe to unfree that stuck lifter. I don't know. Might try a couple things here and just drive it for a little bit, see what it does. But definitely is not good. So on the plus side, I'm probably going to be pulling the head off and seeing if the cam is scored. But I debate on doing that, because if I'm going to go through that much trouble of doing that, I might as well just yank the motor back out and then do a full rebuild on it anyway. Seems more plausible. But still being optimistic. I need to get a full heat cycle in it. I wanted to get some of that Berrymans in there, like I said. Check some stuff off, let it sit. The oil doesn't look like it's bad, doesn't have any glitter or anything in it when I put it on my finger, but that's not saying the filter's not doing its job. So maybe we'll just run it again here tomorrow, see what it does. So that's going to wrap this one up. Got another video coming out here soon on the Impala. We're going to go through, do some digital mastering on it, see what it does, do the bleep bloops with the laptop, see if we can get some readings off of it. Might even put a tack in it, show you guys how to put a tack in one of these. Yeah. So that's going to wrap this one up. Appreciate everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, share if you like this video. Comment below. Tell me what I should or shouldn't do. I don't know. Maybe you guys got some suggestions on lifter stuff. I don't know. But that oil leak is definitely going to be a problem, even if we do run it and keep it going. But until next time, see you guys later.